All right. So, hey Krik, welcome to Food Innovators by FoodX.
Glad to be here.
I'm sorry?
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and you?
So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Proformance Foods. We make protein chips, starting with ProTings. We're a premier protein snacking company. Right now, our first line is ProTings chips, but we're excited to launch new and innovative protein snacks into the market.
And when did you guys start?
We started 2 years ago. It was 2014. Worked on it for a year before that. I was an investment banker before that, doing mergers and acquisitions, covering food companies, buying and selling them. And I had the idea in college. Before I was a banker, I had the idea for a protein chip. And I just said, there needs to be something out there. I can't do any more bars or shakes or anything like that. And I graduated college, became the banker, and the idea kind of came back, and we decided that I wanted to develop this. So with my business partner, Ryan, who's my good friend, still a great friend of mine, we started developing in our kitchen. Took us about 6 months of prototypes and initial iterations before we felt that we had something we could launch in the market. Another 6 months to develop the business plan. And from there we took it to a commercial kitchen in Brooklyn. We quit our jobs, worked full time on this thing. And went door to door, selling it, really grinding it out, making it by hand in the kitchen. And we realized that it wasn't a scalable business. So we partnered with a co-packer and scaled the business, and now we're in 1,000+ stores in the US, sold in 10 different countries around the world, and business is good. It's a really great product. The consumers really accept it. We're excited about it.
Wow, that's your entire history in a very...
I've given the speech a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. So I mean, you're an investment banker, right? And what made you, did you quit and then go do this, or did you do this on the side, or how did that whole thing come about?
So I was doing mergers and acquisitions, and when I said to myself after about 2 years of it, I was like, I'm not a banker. So what do I know? I know the banking industry and I know the food industry, because I was buying and selling food companies. And I said, let me see if I can apply my knowledge of the food industry to actually owning one and starting a company. I don't have any formal training as a chef or a cook or anything like that.
You've never started any other businesses before?
No. I had a t-shirt business in college.
What was the very, very, very first thing you did? And was it just you at this time?
Yeah.
So in the very, very beginning, it was just you.
So I mean, the first day I started researching protein chips. I said, is there anything out there? Okay. There really wasn't. There's some extruded, strange things.
Did that make you nervous? Did you think, well, if this was so good an idea, how come nobody else is kind of trying it?
I did question it. Sometimes I think to this day, like, why didn't anyone do this? And we've had copycats come out since we launched.
Hey.
I don't know. It seems obvious. And when I launched the company, I had a lot of friends like, oh, I always had that idea. Like, oh, wow, it seems so obvious. It's just, I guess, pulling the trigger and making the move. So we're happy we did it. The market's been great, and we're excited for next steps.
So the first thing you did, you went out and you looked at the market and said, are there any other products like this?
Yeah, and we didn't really see anything like it. And then
But you knew that people were into protein, right?
We knew protein was trending heavily. Snacking is the way to go.
What was indicating? What was kind of showing you that
it's just
the market was there?
All the market research, all the industry data is saying protein. Number one call out on all new food items today is protein. It was gluten-free 5 years ago, and it's protein today. And my roommate at the time was my roommate Ryan, who's my business partner, co-founder, president/CFO. Mm-hmm. He was a CPA accountant, still a CPA, but he was working at Ernst & Young, and we both just were very happy in our corporate lives. We wanted to see what else we could do,
So in the first couple of months, you're kind of running around looking. You're doing your investment banking job on the side. You're sort of looking at the marketplace to see whether there's any products like that. There aren't.
I mean, that was the first day I looked at it. I didn't see anything. Dad was like, let me see if we can make it. So then at night, I come home from the bank at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And I'd cook for an hour every night. I'd go to my local grocery store and I'd pick up anything protein.
Random stuff,
anything with protein in it. We knew we wanted to be vegan, so we want to stay with. I do want to take it back. We tried doing whey, but we couldn't make it crunchy. We couldn't figure it out. Whey has and naturally wants to be soft. Mm-hmm. So we had a hard time doing it. So then we went to vegan sources, and we said rice, hemp, and pea are the best sources of vegan protein. Hemp we couldn't get to taste good, rice we couldn't get to taste good, pea we could, and it turns out after all of it, pea's probably the best of all the vegan proteins anyway.
So in terms of understanding what consumers want, mm-hmm. you were saying A, they want protein, mm-hmm. and B, they want a snack.
Yes.
So you basically took an existing format of snack like a like a chip or a Dorito or whatever, and you said, okay, we've got to try to create a protein version of that?
Yeah, I mean, we said the most standard, traditional, consumer-friendly product is a chip in a triangular format. That's what people know as a chip. And it's the reason we're baked. It's a really funny story. Is because I've never fried anything. I don't know how to fry a chip. I don't know how to fry anything. I've never done it in my life. So we were sheeting stuff out and we were putting it in the oven. That's why we're baked to this day.
So what does sheeting mean?
Sheeting is literally taking the dough and you're taking the rolling pin, just sheeting it out by hand, and then we stamp it out.
So basically kind of smoothing it out, making it really thin.
Making it thin, that's it.
So then you're cutting little triangles out of it, and you're kind of baking it and seeing what happens.
Yep. And we had hundreds of iterations, and it tasted disgusting.
All 100, or was it getting better every time?
It was getting better every time, but there were not 100, hundreds. It was many hundreds, and we take notes on it, and we do this. It took us about 6 months.
Right. You say we at this point, Ryan.
It was Ryan and me doing it together.
So when did Ryan get looped in?
I mean, literally the first week. Like I talked to him right away that night. I said, "What are your thoughts on this?" Because we were both talking about getting out of the industry we were in, and whether that was to looking for other jobs or starting something together. Because we're both finance guys. We both are really smart guys. We can figure this thing out. We can figure something out. And neither of us are techies. So we said, making an app or something, we'd have to probably bring an app developer or something.
So you knew you wanted to do something entrepreneurial, and this was just an idea you grabbed onto because a couple of years before you'd had it.
I had the idea.
Kind of protein snack.
I just had the idea. And I saw the idea in college, and we were both fitness guys. We both like going to the gym, and he's a hockey player, I'm actually a lacrosse player. And we just... it made sense to us. It's a product line that really makes a lot of sense.
How's it been working with a buddy?
It was great. We used to live together, and we realized that we can't live and work together. It was too much. We were butting heads way too much. So it's actually, it's good because there's some things that I'm very good at that he's bad at. There's some things that I'm awful at, and he's really good at. Like I handle all the business development side of things, and the inventory management and the more operational facets of the company, I am awful at. And the finance detail things, that's Ryan. Ryan's all about that. He's checking it 10 times. Me, I'm like, yeah, looks good, whatever, out the door. So it's really good that we balance each other out like that.
Okay, I mean, the reason I asked the question is because I've seen business partners who get together because they're friends, and it just doesn't work out. The basis of the relationship is friendship as opposed to business. Now it sounds like you guys have opposite skill sets.
Which we didn't realize at the time. I don't think we realized going into this that because we have opposite skill sets, this would work so well. I think we went into it being like, you went to Boston College, top 10 business school, we were both in the finance program, you're a finance and accounting major, I'm a finance and marketing guy. Like clearly we have a business mind, the both of us. You're a smart guy, I'm a smart guy, let's figure this thing out. And it just turned out that we have very opposite skill sets, and it just works.
And you guys always agree? Everything's always...
Oh no, we butt heads still, all the time. But it's good, we need the butt heads. I need to get taken down a few notches sometimes. Sometimes I have big ideas, I just want to do things like, no, Krik, like, think about it, like, we gotta take these steps. And then sometimes he's a little too cautious, I'm like, no, we gotta make this move, like, this is a good move. It's gonna cost a little money, but down the road it's gonna be a good thing. Great examples, bodybuilding.com. We launched at bodybuilding.com about a month ago. They're the largest sports nutrition retailer in the world, not just online, but brick and mortar as well. And the first deal, we lost money on it. And Ryan said, what'd you cut this deal for? I was like, trust me, this deal we're gonna make a lot of money down the line, and it's gonna be very good for the brand, the company, and just for our own growth. And 3 weeks later, it's already been profitable. And we've seen it already. And it's things like that we have to go back and forth on, which is good.
So now you've got, now we're going to go back. You've got hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of prototypes until you finally find one that you think, okay, maybe this one's going to work.
Yeah.
How do you go and figure out whether people are going to A, like this stuff, and B, buy it?
Well, initial product tasted bad. It tasted really bad. And we went.
The one you finally put in a bag and started to sell people was actually a bad taste.
It actually tasted terrible, but we sold on the premise of protein. Because people are willing to buy protein just because it's protein. Look at them, case in point, look at most of the bars in the market. They don't taste that good. You're eating them for the protein content.
I tried a protein shake today. Oh my god, it was bad.
They're chalky. They're
horrible.
They're not good for the most. The majority of them are not good. There's very few of them that actually taste good. And
So
we were selling on the premise of protein. It didn't taste good, and we realized that. But we said, down the line, we're going to figure it out. And we consistently got better and better working in that commercial kitchen.
Right.
And working in that commercial kitchen did bring to us the skill set and knowledge and expertise of learning about protein. Protein, there's a reason no one's done a protein chip, is because it's extremely difficult to work with and to figure out how to sheet out. So we figured out the secrets of protein working with hand for a full year and just understanding the intricacies of it all.
Okay, so you sheeted this stuff out, you've got a product after hundreds and hundreds, which still doesn't taste very good.
No.
How do you actually, I mean, you've got a bag here, how do you get it into a bag? And
oh, this is like,
so this was handmade?
This is version 5. Back in the day it was handmade. We got them pre-made from supplier, and we bought these
so you created a recipe in-house.
Yep.
And you took that recipe to
a commercial kitchen.
Oh, okay. And then you made it in the commercial kitchen, or somebody else did it?
We made it ourselves, and we took the cheapest shift, which was from, I think, 8 to 2 in the morning, because that's the cheapest shift.
Okay.
So, and then we'd go out selling the next day. Well, the bags we had were pre-made, and we had these heat sealers. We were sealing the bags one by one.
Like an iron or something?
Yeah, like an iron. Exactly that's what it was. Exactly like that. We'd be heat sealing these things.
So you'd basically be measuring out, I don't know, how many grams in a bag, dropping it in, and then closing the bag and heat sealing it.
Yep, and then throwing it in a big black garbage bags. And we said, because we wanted to maximize the amount of chips we could do, put it in cases takes time. The next day we put it in cases.
Right.
And then I go to hit the streets and we go to accounts. We bought this van and we became our delivery van. The best part is that van breaks down in the middle of Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, one of the main highways.
So what was the first account you called on? The first store you ever called on with your crazy ass homemade?
We went to a juice bar in Brooklyn.
Friend of a friend's, or you didn't know these guys?
I didn't know anyone. I just walked in, hey, I got this product, I wanted to try it. One more thing.
Let's take us through that first call.
I walked in the door and it's like, hey guys, like I own this company. I wanted to see who owns the store. I could talk to them about this. And they at first were hesitant. It doesn't taste that good. But now I was like, well, I'll demo it and I guarantee the sale. So we did that. And when you demo stuff, like you'll be able to sell it as long as you're energetic about it. So that's how we got that first
So you walked
account.
in the door. You said, who's the owner? The owner came down and you said, hey, I've got this product and I think it will sell in your store.
Yeah.
And he or she said,
tries it. He's like, I don't think so. It doesn't taste so good. I was like, well, I guarantee the sale. I promise.
Guarantee the sale mean?
If it doesn't sell, I'll give you your money back. If this product does not sell off the shelf, I'll give you your money back. A lot of retailers and distributors ask for that today.
Okay. So he takes a risk.
He takes a little bit of
risk.
risk.
The first company you called on said yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then they put it on the shelf.
They put it on the shelf. Then we went to demo it. It was during the summer, 2014, and yeah, we started building a fan base.
For those that don't know, demoing just basically means standing in store with your product, giving a little bit in a dish or something for people as they walk past.
Exactly. Standing there, building a fan base, giving out a little sample of it, seeing what they like it. That's it. Reactions in general were poor, but we did end up selling everything off that shelf. And again, we were in that kitchen consistently working to improve the formula. Mm-hmm. And to this day, we're in a major factory. We make a couple trucks every month. We're always looking to improve the formula, improve the taste, improve the texture, because you can't be sitting on your laurels happy with what you have, because the product's gotten to such a level now where it tastes so good. People try it, like, I'm shocked by how good this tastes. I'm shocked that it tastes as good as any other chip on the market. There's no sacrifice in taste, and that's what we're looking for.
It's funny, when we considered taking you into FoodX, we were like, okay, fucking great people, really good people. These people are going to do like everything they say they're going to do, but the product
needs work.
The packaging's fantastic, could be improved, but overall it's pretty overall the packaging's pretty good, but the actual product itself wasn't so great. But then the point we made to each other was, well, you know, we can improve the product.
Yeah.
The product can be improved.
And that's the mindset we had. We took the mindset of move fast and break things. I think it was Mark Zuckerberg who said that. Go into the market, figure it out. Lean startup, Eric Rice. Go in the market, start small, learn things here and there. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up a lot, but mess up on a small scale. Move fast, get in the market and figure it out as you go. And that's exactly what we did. Made a lot of mistakes. I mean, one thing we learned that you can't use brown rice flour. You can't be so healthy that it doesn't taste good. our chip in the past was so dry you couldn't even swallow it, and we just tried to be overly healthy.
What was the biggest mistake you made in that 2 years?
There's a lot of them, but maybe hiring a PR company, that was a big waste, did not need that. Maybe bringing on a broker network, national broker network, which is just a waste. Not working with enough consultants at first.
What does that mean?
Finding mentors in the industry that have done it before, and then once you do find those guys, don't listen to them 100%. Make your own opinion.
Sure.
There are a couple of instances, and to this day we still talk to these guys all the time. They're great bulwarks of our company, but there's some things they told us that we shouldn't have done. Like we went to Unify, the largest natural food distributor in the country. We went into them without a key account, which is a big no-no. You should not go into a huge distributor without having a huge retailer to take that on that volume, because otherwise the product's just going to sit in the warehouse. So that was a big mistake of ours, and we constantly were trying to figure out where we're going to get this volume from, and getting 1 or 2 grocery stores here and there doesn't pick up the volume for pallets.
So right now you've got 2 people in the company, you and Ryan. You're both hustling like crazy. I think that's kind of one of your common kind of strengths between the two of you.
Both hard workers.
You're both very hard workers, hustlers. There's a difference between hard working hard and hustling.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
So the question is, how far can you go on hustle? How far can you go, and when do you need to start thinking about, not thinking about, but when do you actually start needing to execute on taking the business to the next level, whatever that means, and scaling not just the volume, but scaling the infrastructure and the support and so on?
That is a really good question. We're looking to start hiring now. We're actually started the interview process for sales reps in the sports nutrition side in New Jersey area. We are most likely going to hire someone in Florida and Southern California going forward as well.
So the next markets are going to be New Jersey.
We're already in all these markets, but we want to bolster these markets.
Consolidate, right.
And so New Jersey, Florida, and Southern California we've identified as markets we want to have people on the ground, boots on the ground. Like you said, I'm doing all this development, I'm hustling, but I can't do it all. And it's a little hard because we've done this thing from scratch, and we've built it to such a level now that it makes lifestyle comfortable and makes everything nice, but we want to get to the next level. And it's about time that we start building the team out more, because that is how you get to the next level.
So you're recruiting now, specifically around sales though, right?
Sales, and then we're probably going to hire a marketing person around the summertime.
So, okay.
That's kind of our mindset right now. And then with that, we'll most likely raise a full Series A around that time as well. But we're fortunate in that we don't necessarily need the Series A cash right now. But
so why would you do it?
It's to get to the next level, to scale to next level quickly, fast, similar to the way Crave did it. I mean, similar to the way that a lot of these companies do it. You want to get to the next level, and that's breaking into the Publix, the Krogers, the H-E-Bs, the Myers, and breaking in's great, but you have to support those stores. You have to get demo teams in there. You have to be doing programs. You have to be marketing out of store as well. So that's important. To get product to move off shelf, build the excitement around the brand.
So one of the guys I was just speaking to, he had a business that had a co-packer developing responsible for manufacturing their brand. The co-packer went belly up, and their brand basically disappeared in 3 months. Are you guys kind of diversifying your brand and your product across more than one, or is that a consideration at some point, or do you just trust the strength of the co-packer you're currently using?
It's actually funny you say that, because my co-packer actually did go bankrupt. They almost took us with them, but we survived and we fought through and persevered. And our new group, we hustled, we really hustled. And I was getting my resume ready for a little bit there, but we fought through. We did. Which I'm very...
So what kind of security or what sort of steps are you taking to make sure that doesn't kick you in the ass again?
The new group we're partnering with is a very strong group. They have a co-packing background. They're financed and work with the U.S. government, including the state that they're in. And we feel very comfortable in their capabilities going forward. They just built a new massive facility, state-of-the-art facility, and they're building out capacity specifically for our line because we were growing so quickly. On top of that, they do have the capabilities to do new and exciting stuff in the categories we want to stay in, which is protein. And we are going to be growing our product line through them and extending it So that's new flavors, but also with completely new items in protein snacking. I can't go much further into that, but we're hoping to have that out sometime in the summer.
Now, you guys did it before in your kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Basically rolling it out hundreds and hundreds of times in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do for the next product line?
We are going to do it a little bit different. We're going to outsource it to a group, food engineering group, who's going to develop this line for us. But
Why?
Because I am not a cook, and I'm moving slow and moving fast and breaking things. It worked initially, but now we're a little bit
But I mean, you
more
guys have
established.
created something specific, unique, and no one else had seen it before you guys. Having a kind of professional company come in and develop the next line of products, I hope they've got that special something that Proformance Foods has.
Yeah. I mean, they're a good group. They have the capability to do this stuff, but we're still maintaining our mantra. We're still gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, kosher, all natural, and no processing ingredients, no real garbage or preservatives that go into it. Very clean label product. There's a certain aspects and tenets of the company that we want to stick to, and that's very important to me. It's more important to Ryan. It's very important to who we are as a company. We're protein, but we're also clean label. We're a clean product. We want to be healthy and good for you, and not just taste good, not to be protein, but ingredient-wise, be good for you. And that's important to us.
But you're also, I mean, it's also from a look and feel perspective, almost like a Dorito. So it's a Dorito without the carbs, right?
It's a Dorito without the carbs, without the fat, and with the protein, which
Right.
is awesome.
So
I mean, our zesty nacho is a very similar tasting formula and taste as the Dorito nacho.
So you're going to take another kind of loved, common kind of product and kind of execute a better version of it? Is that the thinking?
That is the thinking. That is the thinking. There's some things on the market that I've seen. Things on the market that I've seen that are trending very much, and they should be functional. They shouldn't just be this garbage that's out there. There should be actual value to your snacking.
Right.
You shouldn't just enjoy snacking, but there should be value to it. I mean, people today take resonance and understanding of what's in their food, and that's important. I think that's so important. I believe in
Do you think
health.
that's specifically millennials, or is that pretty much everybody? Everyone's kind of moving in that direction?
I think everyone's moving in that direction, as they should. I believe in health, I believe in fitness, I believe in wellness.
So you say everyone, so this isn't just focused on the athletes or the kind of sporty people who do lacrosse or do hockey or whatever, and they want to be able to snack and do it in a healthy way. This is something that you think is broader than that?
Absolutely. I think this is a line and a product and a company that is not just for the athletes, not just for the gym goers, but it's for the people who are just looking to eat healthier in general, trying to improve the quality and the nutritional aspects of their food, which is great. I think in general you're seeing that in the food industry, which really makes me happy in general as well.
So you talked about a Series A. What about strategic, not investors, but strategic partners? What about establishing relationships with pre-existing companies in the marketplace and partnering with them around what you're trying to do?
There is some benefit of that. I mean, you see some firms or companies creating these firms that are investment vehicles, like Campbell 301 and then the Oak one. I mean, there's a couple of these companies that are coming out and doing that, and there's value to it. There absolutely is, and I think that we're interested in having those discussions when they're applicable. We are fielding calls and we are talking with a lot of groups. A lot of groups are interested in us, and like I said, we don't need it cash right now. We're not necessarily need it, but if the opportunity makes sense, we'll definitely pursue it and we'll examine it. And we're always looking to partner and work with new, exciting people who are looking to work with new, exciting brands.
Now, one thing I found really interesting about what you guys did was the international angle.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes back to your hustle, right? You guys were sort of, what's the story? You guys were?
So, like I said, my co-packer went bankrupt, and when they went bankrupt, they almost took us with them. So then we maxed out every credit card to make it work and to figure out how to work with the new group. And once we did figure that out, we looked at our banks and looked at our credit. We said, we don't have a dollar left. What do we do? Because we have this great product now. This product is amazing, and we have scalability. We have no waste. The margins there. What do? We need a lot of cash. We need it up front and we need it like now. We went international. They buy like
either that or robbing a bank, right?
Yeah, either that or robbing the bank, robbing some venture capital fund or whatever. but yeah, I mean, we figured out. So we launched in Kuwait, Oman, Brazil.
You launched it. How does one launch in? What does that actually mean?
We partnered with export groups that bring in American products, and they buy by full container. So that is 20 pallets at a time. So, and they pay you cash up front because there's the international risk of if they don't pay you, you can't really pursue it. So they understand that's how it works. So you get paid.
So how did you figure out this even existed as a way of doing business?
I knew it existed, just finding the partners is difficult. So what I realized was in the sports nutrition world, not necessarily in the food world, but in the sports nutrition world, the major players, the BSNs, the Optimum Nutritions, Liberados, whoever it is, they list on their website international, and you click on them, it's just their distributors for each country. So I cold called every one of them. A couple hundred of them. It took me a lot of late nights, but I did it.
You weren't an investment banker by this time, right?
No, I was full time with the company.
Okay.
This is about a year and a half in.
Okay.
And we cold called every single one, and of let's say 10, 3 get back to you, and you close one deal. Well, that's one deal is 20 pallets at a time. That's a lot of money cash up front. And if my payables are 30 days and I'm getting paid cash up front, I can completely finance my business. So we really concentrated on international for a good 3 months. That was the only thing we did. We didn't even look at the US again. So we need to get the money back in the door.
So you guys were out of cash, credit cards to the max, and the way you kind of rolled things forward was going and finding people that are prepared to pay you today for product that you didn't have to pay the manufacturer for 30 days.
Exactly.
And then you sold the shit out of it in
Kuwait, Oman, Brazil, Panama, Dominican Republic, all over Europe, Latvia, Sweden, Finland. The list goes on. Canada's more recent one. Canada's more when we got on our feet. We're more on our feet. Okay. Canada was launched about 2-3 months ago. It's done great. We're in major retailers like Popeyes, Supplement King, Nutrition House. It's performed really well. And
but if somebody wants to buy you in Kuwait, they can. If somebody wants to buy you in Norway, they can.
Yeah, we're the fastest growing snack food in Norway, actually.
Fastest growing. So how many countries are you guys in right now?
Over 10. I don't know off the top of my head exactly. We're in a lot. We just launched in Germany. Canada's a more recent one. Canada's been a really good market for us.
It sounds like it's evolved. There's now actually somebody there who's sort of pushing it for you. It's not just a one-off deal.
In Europe, we have a great partner there who works full-time with our brand. He's pretty much part of our company.
Right.
And the other countries, they're distributors and importers of other brands. And we work hand in hand. We're a very personal company. We want to know our partners. But yeah, I mean, the international business, some markets did great, some failed. Like Brazil failed. And I'm not ashamed to say that. The real crashed by 50%. And if you guys only make it 30, it's just not going to work.
Right.
So you would have the monetary risk, but at the end of the day, it worked out to save the company. And now we're coming back into the US. Now we're in major retailers like Wegmans, King Cullen, ShopRite, Lund's out of Minneapolis, King's in New Jersey. So we've really changed the face of the business, and we're now moving back into the US, concentrating where we're from and where we are.
Cool. So where do people find out about you guys?
We have a really active Instagram. People really love our product. We have almost 10,000 followers. We have about 100,000 hits in general a week. People are tagging us because we're a functional snack food, and that you can make nachos with our chips. You can make, you can coat it in chicken. You can put it on your pizzas. People are dipping it and stuff all the time. So we also have so many different Instagram accounts. We have ProTings Europe, we have ProTings here, ProTings RD in Dominican Republic, we have ProTings Pro Team, all our ambassadors who are working for us. So we have a really active fan base, which is great. It's really cool to see that.
So if somebody wanted to find out more about you guys, give me the different social media, interweb type kind of touch points that they should.
Instagram at ProTings, Twitter at ProTings, Facebook at ProTings. ProTings Pro Team is our ambassadors. You can go on the web, ProTings.
Protings.com?
Protings.com. You go on Twitter. I mean, we're sold on Amazon.
And if people need to get in contact with you because they're either salespeople that you said you're looking for people to work for you, if they're investors, if they're, whoever, how do they reach?
Reach
you?
out to info@protings.com.
No hyphen, right? PROTINGS.com.
That's correct.
So that's
Info.
customers, that's salespeople, that's investors, that's strategic partners.
Anyone.
Info@protings.com.
Anyone, customers, whoever it is. Anyone want feedback, whatever it is. And we respond. We always respond.
Nice.
We're good like that.
So where's ProTings going to be in 2 years' time?
2 years' time, we'll be a national brand. We'll be in major markets. The goal is to get into the Costco's, the H-E-B's, the Publix, the Kroger's, the Sprouts. So yeah, we're excited. We have a really bright future with this brand, this product line, and we're really excited to bring it to more consumers in the U.S.
Cool, man. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining the podcast. That is all we have time for. And if anyone does have any questions for Krik, I got the name right?
You did get my name right.
Krik, give him an email at info@protings.com or go and find ProTings in Instagram. The crazy thing is if you actually Google ProTings, you will find multiple pages of random people around the world taking photographs of their ProTings products in different places and different recipes and things. So they really do have an avid fan base. Maybe you should join them. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you.
Cool, man.